Alright guys, so this is a carburetor and fuel line job on a tb430 troy-bilt blower. I'll put all the parts in the description below. Everything you need: new air filter, spare primer bulbs, gasket. There's even spare rubber yellow gasket that goes between the carb and the motor. Fuel filter. And fuel line. I was going to say, where's the fuel line? The fuel line, spark plug, everything you need to do this job is in the kit. Alright, let me get set up here. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and take this air filter cover off, air filter off. This is either a flathead screwdriver or a Torque 25. Torque 25 works better than the flathead, but flathead will work. Pull this out. Now we're going to look at this cable. It's just an S turn, so we're just going to lift it up, and it's just an S. See that? Alright. See the line just snapped off. That was bad. We're just going to cut this other line off. Wait a minute, is this one pulled out? No. Just going to cut this other line off. Get that old carburetor out of the way. Now I'm going to take the gas cap off of this and I'm going to dump that out in my disposal barrel. I'll be right back with it. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and reach inside, you know, to pull the fuel lines out. I got this 45 needle nose. They're reaching nicely. Pull it right on out. You can reuse the fuel filters sometimes. And this nipple is not in the tank. It is not what seals it on the tank. It is the fuel line itself that seals on the tank. This is just to keep it from getting pulled back out if like you get the lines hooked on something. That's all that's for. I do not reuse these. I just I save them for if some dumb customer drills out his holes too big, and then I use it, put the fuel line on it, shove it through to make it seal. But this is just to keep the line from pulling out is all it is. So I don't reuse it. I just keep them. Alright, I'm going to clean off the top of this carburetor or gas tank. Hold on. So a little brake clean, and a rag. Just make sure that's nice and clean. You also want to clean out inside the carburetor and blow it out with air if you can, or rinse it out with fresh gas. Make sure it's perfectly clean inside. I've already done all that. When I drained the gas out, I blew it all out with air. Alright, so let's get started on this here. We're going to take some fuel line. We're going to cut it into a point. Now, you can go a long section of it if you want. That way it goes further down in the tank and it's easier to grab. You're going to go in the back hole. You're going to shove it down, in. And we're going to reach in with our needle nose, grab it. We're going to pull it in about, you know, an inch or so. It doesn't have to be in the gas, it just has to be in the tank. This is going to be our return line, which is going to be on this carburetor. It's going to be the back line, the back nipple when this is on there. So we're going to just kind of set this carburetor up, get an idea how long we need, and then cut it to length. No biggie. Then we're going to cut a point on this fuel line again. Again, if you cut it a bit long, it's easier to grab. Shove it down that outside hole, the furthest away from the engine. We'll reach in there with our 45 needle nose, grab it. This time, we're going to pull it in and we're going to pull it out. You may have to just pull it in a bunch of times. This is a nice tight fit. That's what we want. So I'm just going to pull it a few times to where I can get it out of the tank like so. I'm going to cut that nipple, that tip off, just the tip. I'm going to put a brand new fuel filter right inside of this. Hold on, I got a customer. Alright, and then we're going to take and push this right on into the gas tank. So it's sitting on the very bottom of the gas tank. We'll leave that one long. We know the long one's got our fuel filter. Alright, we're going to hook up our throttle. It's just an S turn. Goes on nice and easy. We're going to take this square piece is up, or up. It's out. I mean, we're going to hook it up like so. This has got the yellow gasket on the back of it, so we're not even going to mess with that. You can put the new one in if you want. Then we're going to tighten that down. We don't want to tighten one side before the other side. We want to get them both evenly tightened. Nice and tight. Tight. Already made a mistake. Just looked at the old one. It's got this guy. It's supposed to go on there, and we forgot the gasket. But not super important, but helpful. We're gonna take this back off. This felt weird, so I was looking at it. Something didn't add up. So I'm gonna take this out. Take this out and get this outside piece back off. Yeah, it just felt weird. It was squishing weird. Okay, so we're going to put this piece back in. It goes in the see, it was squishing down into the air filter assembly. So we're going to put that there. That'll keep that from squishing down. And then we're going to put this gasket on. Even I can make mistakes, people. It's no big deal. You just go back and fix it. Alright, put these back in. Line them up. And then we're going to tighten them back down. Make sure your fuel lines are out of the way, you know. Not getting pinched. Pop it down on, pop it down on. And then to get them all snug, tighten that. See, that one's tightening now. That's good. Feels much better. Alright. And then the short one is going to go into, let's see if I can get a good view here. It's going to go to this one here. That's the return line. Don't worry if you mess it up. You can always just switch the lines. And then we're going to measure this one the length, cut it off. And it goes on to the other side. Just pop it on the other line. Now we don't want the lines too long. We want them to have a nice little swoop on them. We don't want them too short where they're too tight, because then when they shrink they'll pull right off the carburetor. And we don't want them too long because they can kink the lines. So a little swoop like that, it's perfect. We're going to put some gasoline in it. This is not Gatorade. I just dump it in a Gatorade bottle. It's easier to dump into the tank. We're going to put the gas cap back in. Just squish this and it goes right in. Alright, and then we're going to prime it. There, and it's primed right up fine. You see it going through the return line. If it's not priming, take the gas cap off, look in there. If you see foam coming up out of your filter, you got these two lines backwards, just switch them around. No big deal. Alright, let me set up a place to start this. Alright, so we're going to full choke this, pull it. Now this one's bogging a little bit, so I'll need to adjust the carburetor. It's got a fancy adjustment on it. I think it's called an A circle. But normally they are a spline tool. I'll put the whole toolkit in. When it bogs, that little bit of throttle, when you're first starting it, when you first squeeze it, kind of, or just bogs right out altogether, it's going to be the carburetor adjustment screw closest to the air filter. You're going to turn it counterclockwise just a touch. Hold on. So I have the adjustment screw here. This one is an A circle. You see it's got the little pin in it. And we're going to go right into, you're going to feel it fall right into place. Let's start her up again. Just like that. Very simple. I'll put the carburetor adjusting tools in the description below. Then we're going to put the new air filter on this thing, since it comes with one. It's got a little centerpiece, just pull it out. Goes around the square. You see it still? Yeah. Just like so. And the air filter, stab in, click it down, just like that. Alright guys, if this helped you out in any way, shape, or form, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll put all the parts, tools, everything you need in the description below. Just click on the links. If you're on a mobile device, there's a little down arrow next to the title. Click on it, takes you right to where the description is. If you have any questions, just go ahead and message me. I answer everybody's questions, unless they're a D-bag, and then I mute them and delete their crap. Alright guys, you want to do any advertising on my channel, message me. I'll be more than happy to have you. Peace.